guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm kind of doing a bit of an impromptu video today because I realized that I kind of have a bit of a book haul. And you may be like, Claire, you did a book haul like 5 months ago and it seems like you've hardly finished any of those books. We're not gonna talk about that. These are my... Oh God, oh dear, oh no. These are my lovely books. I do have them laid out the order that I want to read them. And that's not to say the ones at the bottom I'm not interested in. I'm just trying to be strategic about it, where I have an adult book and then YA book, adult book, YA book. So that's why they're being shown the way they are. I'm really excited about this, so let's get started. My first one is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. You can still have the sticker on it I got from Half Price Books. I was actually really surprised to find this there, which is why when I saw it, I snatched it up immediately. I've heard about it on BookTube a little bit, and not too much about it, just that a lot of people seem to like it. So that made me really excited about it. This is the one I'm currently reading. I'm about 3 chapters in, and thus far, I love it. I love the writing style. I guess I don't know if V.E. Schwab is a man or a lady, but the author has done a lot of world building in such a little bit amount of time. The writing is both descriptive but really fun. So that alone I'm like super hooked into. And it's one of those main characters where they're smart, charming, kind of devious, and I love those kind of guys. And I'm really excited to like delve into it more. In case you don't know what it's about, actually I'll read the back a little bit. It says, welcome to Grey London, dirty and boring, without any magic and one mad king. Then there is Red London, where life and magic are revered, and White London, a city slowly being drained through magical war down to its very bones. And once upon a time there was Black London, but no one speaks of that now. Oh, that is such a beautiful synopsis. So basically the main character, he's one of the few people and he can travel between all these different worlds. It is so good. I will let you guys know my thoughts and opinions about it in a future book review. So after that, I'm planning on getting into These Rebel Ways by Sarah Rosh. I mean, first and foremost, I was kind of just drawn to this cover. I just got off of reading 3 Dark Crowns, which is another YA fantasy, but it kind of goes through several different points of view. 3 distinct, like, different stories all like intertwined with each other, and this had a similar feel because it also has 3 different main characters, it sounds like, that are all kind of involved in each other's lives. We have, I don't even want to try to read these names yet. We have a revolutionary, a raider, and a prince. Will fight for their countries, their families, themselves, or face a war that could destroy the world as they know it. It says a raider, but then on the inside cover it says a pirate. And I figured there was something like piratey going on based off of the cover and the swords. I love a good pirate theme. Okay, my next one, I was this close to buying at Barnes & Nobles. I literally had this and another book I'll get to in my hands, and I just put this down. And then I was telling my roommate about it, and she was like, oh, I have that book. And so she just gave it to me. I was like, oh, thank God. And that is Brandon Sanderson's Warbreaker. I thought that she got rid of this book. That's why I almost got it at Barnes & Noble. But then I was like, ooh, I bet if I just keep looking at various half-price books or like maybe go on eBay, I can get it for cheaper. But it turns out she didn't get rid of it. I have not read any Brandon Sanderson books at all. Really wanted to read this one because it's a standalone. Because he has so many series out there and I'm like a little overwhelmed. She wasn't the only person that told me about this book. I've heard good things about it in the past. I just feel like Brandon Sanderson is one of those fantasy writers where if you're going to be writing in the fantasy world, you should at least read something by those because they really helped set the stage for fantasy works in the future. Okay, so the one that I did buy at Barnes & Nobles instead of that Brandon Sanderson book is The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. And this is also one that I see around a lot and I've heard a little bit about on the BookTube. I'm just intrigued by it. It sounds like it's about a girl whose parents get murdered and she gets brought into this like fairy world, and like it sounds like fairy royalty or fairy courts, but there's a lot of suspicion or like hatred around her because she's a human. A fairy prince who especially hates her, which I feel like a Beauty and the Beast vibe from that. And I kind of just really like the title. There's like immediate conflict around it. I've heard mixed reviews from BookTube, so I hope this is not a dud. This was a book that my mom gave me after she read it, and she read it quick. Back home to Iowa, she was like just kind of getting started. Then before I left, she finished it. It is Gillian Flynn's Dark Places. Now, I've read her other two books, Sharp Objects and Gone Girl, both of which I really, really liked. When my mom asked if I wanted to take this, I was like, yeah, duh. And if it's anything like those other two books, it's gonna be extremely dark, probably violent, probably really depressing, and probably give me a bit of an anxiety attack while reading it. Especially Sharp Objects. Oh my gosh, I was so stressed out reading that book, but it's really good. I really liked it. Sounds like it jumps between time too. I like thrillers and I like horrors, but because I have read Flynn's other books, I am excited to read it, but I'm also not, just because I know she's so good at making me nervous and anxious and freaked out. But I'm happy I have it, and I definitely will get to it, and we'll talk about it after I'm done reading it. And then finally, I picked this up a few days ago when I went to Half Price Books again. I originally saw this at Barnes & Noble. I haven't heard anything about this before, and that is Crown of Thunder by, oh god, Tochi Onibuchi? Oh my gosh, I am so sorry, Tochi. But I was drawn to it at Barnes & Noble because I'm really into that cover. Yeah, so when I saw it at Half Price Books, I was like, okay, I'll get that. It also had a really interesting premise. Holy shit, I am such an idiot, guys. This is not the first book in the series. I was so convinced it was. That's why I grabbed it. But I'm reading it and I'm like, wait, this does not sound like the jacket that I read at Barnes & Noble. So I think this is the second one. Oh my god, I am so annoyed. Because now I definitely have to find it, because it sounded so cool. Is this really not? Oh no, okay. The first one must be like this little one on the back, Beasts Made of Night. Oh, I'm so annoyed at myself. Okay, well, looks like I gotta be on the hunt for Beasts Made at Night. I mean, luckily, I guess this is my last book, so it's gonna take me a while before I even get to this, but wow, guys, I am such a dummy. Oh my goodness, that's what you get for not paying attention when you pick up books and just assume you know what you're doing when you pick it up. And you don't even think about that there might be a series behind it and that there would even be a second book. Oh my gosh. Well, all right. Well, I guess I'm going to be on the hunt for the first book. And hopefully it's one that I even like enough to want to read the second one. That was my little book haul. I'm going to be coming out with a book review for 3 Dark Crowns very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you like this kind of video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out, along with subscribing so you can see more videos like this in the future. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.